Hey, so I wasn't planning on making a video actually, but I don't know, I'm at the library here and the sun's just coming in so nice. And actually, what sparked me to make the video is actually what the video is about, the present moment. So, you see these flowers over here? I was just kind of like taking a little break and I was just watching. I was watching there's all these bees going by and I was watching them just pollinate every little thing, and it was just so nice to watch. And then out of nowhere, I saw this like little bird, this like tiny little bird come by, and its wings flapping like so fast you can't even see it flap. And it had this like snout going out really long from the bird. And it was just like sticking its snout inside each of the little like flower things. And I just thought that was so cool. Like, do birds pollinate? Like what was it doing? Is that its food? But the reason I say that, or even tell you what I just did, is because I feel like those moments that are just so cool that you would have just never noticed, they can only happen in the present moment. And when you're just here, when you're conscious, when you're just aware of what's going on right here in the moment. And I think there's so much profoundness with the present moment, and that's what I want to talk about. So one really interesting thing to me about the present moment is, I think when you are in the present moment, you are not worried about any outcomes. You're not attached to having something to make you feel better. You're just here in the moment, just witnessing it all. It doesn't matter what happens in the future. You're just taking it in. You're just watching things happen. And it's such a beautiful place to be, because when you're so fixated on certain outcomes and having certain things happen, and just fixated on like a donut or something. What does fixated mean? It means you're focused on one specific thing. And I don't think focus is a bad thing. Focus can be great. It's really fun sometimes to focus on stuff. But if you're always in a focused mindset, fixated on this next thing you need to get to make yourself happier, or just fixated on an outcome, or just like always in a rush, like, oh, I need to get here, just constantly having like this busy mind. When you're always fixated, you can't focus on anything else but the thing you're fixated on, and maybe some other things you're fixated on. But when you take a chance to just not be fixated on anything, you're just left here. All you're left to do is literally just sit and watch. And when you sit and watch, there's just so many beautiful things happening that you would have just never noticed. Like that thing with that little bird that I just mentioned. It's such a joyful moment for me, you know? And like, I don't think that it's just limited to stuff in the outside world you can watch, but stuff inside your own mind. I mean, that's what meditation really is. You're just watching. It's not have to be this process where you're like, okay, I need to sit and be aware of my thoughts and not resist any of my thoughts and watch them like nah. You're just watching. That's it. And if you have a thought that, oh no, I'm getting distracted, okay, watch that. You're just watching. It's an enjoyable process. You get a chance to just sit in the present moment and witness what's going on right now. There's so much going on right here, right now, where you are. Like, you can pause this video wherever you are, just take a deep breath, and just look around. What's happening? And if you're in a room and there's nothing happening in the room, and there probably is things happening in that room, but if there's really nothing happening going on, look within. There's so much going on within. There's so many sensations in your body that you may just not even notice. For me, like, I have so many of my feelings I feel in my stomach. Like, especially negative feelings. If it's like guilt or shame, I feel it like vibrating in my stomach. It's crazy. But like these things you just don't notice until you actually just sit and watch, like in the present moment. And that leads me to another thing. Not really leading me, blah, blah, blah. But like there really is no such thing as not the present moment. Like, what I mean is, the future does not exist. The past does not exist. The future is literally just your imagination. That's all it is. The past, literally just your memory. The only thing that actually exists is right here, right now, what's going on. Nothing else exists. And for me, like when I think about it like that, it really just helps me connect to what's actually just going on here. Just watch, just see what's going on. It's a great place to be in. And I don't think like this means, okay, like, yeah, it's good to be in the present moment. Like you'll be happy, you'll be enjoying what's going on here and now. It's a really good thing. But, you know, people say like, well, we're busy, you know, we got lives to tend to, I got bills to pay, I got things to worry about for the future. I can't just always be in the present moment, or else you can never plan fun things for the future. You can't plan a vacation, you can't, you know, make plans to go grocery shopping so you have food in your house. How I like to look at planning is like, okay, while I'm doing the planning, because here's the thing, right? Planning can be an amazing tool. It's a great thing. Planning is fun. If you don't plan anything, it's hard to have as much fun. Like when you're playing a game, like a board game or any kind of game, it's fun to have a strategy, right? Like, here's how I'm gonna go about this, and now let me carry it out, right? So how come when we're playing a board game and we have a strategy, that's a fun thing to plan? But then when it comes to the rest of life, we're like, oh, I gotta plan ahead, or like, this takes me out of the moment, and like, we really gotta handle things for the future. I think it's just an attitude. You can have that game-like strategy attitude towards how you carry out things in your day. So you wanna plan your day, great. Have a game plan, have a strategy, it's fun. So like, get in the moment. This is what I like to do. I like to get in the moment as I plan and say, okay, here's what I want to do. Here's what's going to be fun for me to do, to strategize. Even if it's schoolwork, or like we have this big I want to make a whole, like a bunch of videos on this stuff, but like this difference between work and play. Like even if it's schoolwork or you're going to work, working a job, you're still doing things that, so like when you're playing a game, there's an outcome you're trying to get and an outcome you're trying to avoid. When you're going to work and doing whatever you do for work, there's an outcome you're trying to get and an outcome you're trying to avoid. And in both the game and in work, there are things you do as a strategy, so to speak, to get that outcome and to avoid the bad one. So my thing is, why must work be this awful thing and the game is fun? You can put that game-like mindset to your planning, to your strategizing. And then when you're carrying out the plan, you're carrying out the strategy, you can do it in the moment. You don't have to be fixated on getting that outcome at the end of the strategy. Because when you're fixated on the outcome, you can't enjoy the actual process. And there's no point in doing the process in the first place. It's like having a career and you're so fixated on getting to this managerial position you're gonna be in 5 years, that whole 5 years just, you never were in the moment and never were enjoying it. Same thing with the hike. The point of the hike is to enjoy the hike. To enjoy as you're walking by. It's not to grind through the hike so you can finally get to the outcome at the end. That ruins the point of life. I think the whole point of life is to just be in the present moment and enjoy it. And plans are great. Plans are strategy. It's a fun way to carry out this game of life. So then when you make the plan, make that plan in the present moment. Enjoy making that strategy because it's a fun game plan, fun strategy. And then when you're carrying out the strategy, do it. get in the moment with it, enjoy it while it's here. This is the fun of life. And plus, when you get that outcome, and I've made plenty of videos on this, or I'm going to make more on this too, is when you get that outcome at the end, that isn't going to make you happy. It's the journey, it's the process that is the happiness. That's where it is. The outcome is just a fun thing to strive for, but like the striving is the fun. It's almost like the outcome gives you a reason to play a game. Right? Like in any game, right? Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, right? You're playing a board game or a video game. The outcome at the end, like, I guess, like, take like some Mario game. Like, the outcome is Mario gets to save Peach. Is Mario saving Peach really like this amazing thing that's gonna happen? No, the fun is the game you get to play. So it's like Mario saving Peach is like your excuse to have this amazing game to play and have this amazing strategy to plan and to carry out. And then you can be in the present moment and experience it and enjoy it and love it. Hopefully I'm not rambling the same points over and over again. I probably am a little bit, but it's okay. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And yeah, peace.